What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I hope you like this video. This is the Real Housewives of Atlanta season 13 reunion part 1. And so we know that we have the whole dungeon motif. They have the costumes from it looks like, well, actually they look like they're in like a bordello. Did I say that right? Bordello. Anyway, a whole house child, but a high class one. They have the costumes that the ladies wore the night of the bachelorette party, you know, the little sexy long lingerie. They even have Bolo's costume. So the theme is the whole dungeon theme. All the ladies have on black. Listen, we have already talked about these outfits, okay? Now, granted, Candy is the only one that looked like she was in a dungeon. Well, Marlo and Latoya come later on, but the ladies, you know, I liked Kenya's outfit. I liked Portia's outfit. Cynthia's outfit was meh. Drew actually looked nice. Drew looked really nice. She looked really nice. So the reunion gets started. You know, the ladies are doing what they do. They make him light banter with Andy. You know, hey girl, hey, okay. So we start the reunion off with them talking about the COVID weight and how much weight they put on for COVID. After these ladies and sat there and talked about they done gained 20 pounds, 30 pounds, you see them on the scale. Cynthia almost 200 pounds. Kenya had got up to 270 something, 280 something. Damn shady ass Andy gonna say, yeah, I gained a lot of weight. I gained 10 pounds. And if you don't sit your 10-pound ass down, 10 pounds. Anyway, so we talk about Porsche and Dennis. We go through that whole thing, and she said, you know, basically where they are right now is they're basically just at the point where they're working on co-parenting. She said they're working on their family, so I'm going to assume co-parenting because it didn't sound like relationship. I don't know, but it didn't sound like, oh, excuse me. It didn't sound like there was any great reconciliation there. Okay, that's what I picked up on. From there we went into Portia's activism, and of course, then Portia ended up getting into this whole thing with Kenya. And her and Kenya go back and forth, and she says, you know, if you were really so concerned about, you know, being so inclusive, this is Kenya talking, you excluded me from the PSA you did. I mean, if this is about activism, then it wouldn't matter whether, you know, I liked you or not, that you would want to get into the activism. And Portia was like, well, first of all, why would I even want you in my space? Like, you have gone around on every platform talking about what I'm not doing and how I'm not sincere and questioning my activism and questioning my motives. Why would I include you on something? And I feel it 100%. And even Andy had to tell Kenya, well, the PSA was after you've been basically talking shit about her. So it'd be different if the PSA had happened before and you didn't know that Kenya had said all of that. But yeah, she excluded you. And listen, just because I'm doing the Lord's work don't mean I gotta invite the devil in, okay? I'm sorry. I've been doing activism, whether you know, and you have been going around on every platform. You even did it on the show, questioning my sincerity, questioning my motives. So no, I don't necessarily want to include you when I'm doing my activism. How about that? You continue to sit on the sideline and question it. How about that? Anyway. We talked about Kenya and that damn divorce. Y'all, they showed that scene again. With that lawyer talk about, well, he sent me these divorce papers, and Kenya was like, what? Yeah, and he asked her for, yeah, that thing is the funniest thing to me. And so, of course, Kenya talking about something. Well, he misunderstood New York law. He hired a New York attorney, right? The New York attorney didn't understand New York law? She said he's not asking for alimony no more, though. Kenya said that she made vows and she is just dedicated to her marriage. You know, everybody, Candy and Cynthia have both. Candy was like, listen, I like Mark as a person, but I don't like this relationship. I think it's crazy, this back and forth. It's just not healthy. It's not good. It is what it is. It has run its course. And I just think we all feel that way. But we do know that Kenya has actually filed for divorce at this point. Then we get into Kenya and Drew. Listen, Drew, look. Listen, I've told y'all this before. I hate when somebody makes me defend people I don't like. So you are about to sit here and make me defend Kenya, and I don't like it, okay? Drew, you was doing a lot. First of all, when Kenya and Porsche was going through what they was going through and talking about what they was talking about, you kept interjecting and putting your 2 cents in. Ma'am, that wasn't your conversation. That wasn't your issue. That wasn't your battle. Porsche is more than equipped to go round for round with Kenya. She don't need your help, okay? She has literally drugged Kenya across the floor, and I do mean literally drugged Kenya across the floor, okay? She don't need your help. Then when it was your turn, you are going off on Kenya about every little thing, but baby, when she... I don't want to say this because listen. First of all, I agree with what Kenya said about that scene with her son was a little cringeworthy. I know I said that in my review. But Kenya done retweeted what somebody else said. She gonna tell Kenya, that was just, I can't believe you said that. And for you to come after a little child. Kenya was like, I ain't come after nobody's baby. First of all, I retweeted what somebody else said. Second of all, they wasn't talking about your son. They was talking about that scene and how your son was acting in that scene. Child, I'm a single mother and I'm trying to do the best that I can, baby. When she turned on them waterworks, baby, Come on, I will never forgive you for that, Kenya. I will never forgive you. I said, girl, you are doing the most. Kenya said, in my opinion, hasn't changed. I hate Kenya sometimes, y'all. She get on my nerves. Tell me something, in my opinion, hasn't changed. So all that crying, all the theatrics that you're doing right now, that does not change my opinion. It is the same, and it will remain the same. Thank you, and good night. Then they got to talking about the Halloween costume. Let me tell you something. Kenya came ready. First of all, see, again, it wasn't y'all's fight. Andy was doing a good job of handling Porsche and her wearing that Native American outfit. Porsche apologized for it. Porsche said that she was wrong for it. Kenya said that a lot of people reached out to her, including some Native American organizations. She thought that the fact that she, had Native American blood, that she was covered and wearing it, but she now knows better that it is not a costume, that it should not be used as a costume, that is very sacred. And, she was saying all the right things. She really was saying all of the right things. Here come Porsche. Well, I just find it, very because you came after me because of my Underground Railroad comment, and, I apologize for that, and it just seems to me like you just want people to accept your apology so quickly, but here we are 7 years later, and you still making Underground Railroad comments, and questioning my activism because I made a mistake. Listen, once again, do not make me defend Kenya. Listen. Should Kenya have known better than to wear that Native American costume? She absolutely should have. But let's be clear. 5 years ago, people was wearing them and it wasn't no problem. So let's not act like it has always been a social faux pas. Let's not act like this has always been this used to be a social norm. We have all, if you were in my age group or older, we have all worn a Native American costume or been around somebody that had one on, okay? Up until recently, I'm not saying that made it okay, but it wasn't a faux pas until recently, okay? But Porsche, the Underground Railroad, ain't never had a real train, okay? We are not going to compare the two. You absolutely should have known better, and I think it is an absolute failure of the Georgia school system that your ass didn't know that the Underground Railroad wasn't a real railroad. We're not going to compare the two. I'm sorry, I'm going to do it. I ain't doing it. I'm not doing it. Now we're going to let that go. We're going to keep that right there. But Kenya was ready for all of that. Because Drew jumped in the shit too. Kenya was ready for all that. Kenya said, well, what about you, Porsche? You posted pictures of your sister in Native American outfits. And Drew, you had a Native American outfit on too. Drew said, ma'am, I was at a whole family reunion. It was a ceremony for our ancestors. Those outfits we wore were made by our grandmother, and it was a ceremonial situation. Like, don't do that. Don't put me, I was not trick-or-treating. Okay? But baby, Kenya was ready. She had the examples ready, honey. Then Ralph came out there, child. So of course, the only reason why they brought Ralph out was to ask Ralph about the trip to Tampa. Well, what we found out is that they have been in what's that thing called? Counseling. And while they was in counseling, he presented all sorts of receipts about him at him in Tampa. He showed his Nike app on his phone showing him jogging along the beach. He showed receipts from the restaurant where it said party of one, and he showed the hotel receipt. So what you have proven, Ralph, is that you was in Tampa. I mean, you ain't proved you was there by yourself. You went on a jog on the beach. That don't mean you was by yourself jogging. I mean, you got a couple of receipts and you eating by yourself. Maybe y'all split the check. I don't know. I mean, Whitney hipped us to the receipt trick long time ago. It's not right, but it's okay. She checked the credit card receipt. Okay, we know better. Anyway, Drew said that he's never given her any reason to think he was cheating. Okay. But it did come up in counseling, and she is convinced that everything is what he said it was, and that they seem to be in a much better place. Okay, child. Look, if you like it, I love it. Okay. Then they brought up the baby daddy situation. Now, Kenya did throw a low blow at Drew, because Drew made a comment about her family being under one roof, and she was like, your family ain't under one roof. I mean, your baby daddy was under a jailhouse roof. First of all, Kenya, that's disrespectful. You knew she was talking about her husband and her churn, okay? Baby daddy would never be under her roof if they ain't together, even if he won't in jail. Second of all, he not in jail no more, Kenya. He is out of jail. He is rehabilitated, okay? He is not under the jail. Okay, Kenya? Anyway. Then they took a break, and we go to talk to Latoya. Latoya got a kidney infection, a UTI, STD, HIV, cancer, COVID. Like, she had everything, because it started off with a kidney infection. By the time she got to the stage, she had a cold, a kidney infection, and a UTI. But okay, whatever. Somebody that was with Drew busted up in her dressing room with some vitamin C, talking about some distance from Drew. Drew said she ain't know nothing about it. Her and Rob was over somewhere minding their good business, and that whoever that person was, she sent them home. So it sounds like that person was connected with Drew's camp, but that person may or may not have done what they did with Drew's permission. I don't know, child. That's where part 1 ends. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Y'all know how this goes. The first episode or two, I don't know if this is a 3-part or not, but y'all know they wasn't going to give us the good stuff in the first episode. So that's it. That's all. We'll talk later. Peace.